Hey, you guys, welcome to the Hot as Fuck podcast. I am your host, Samantha Nivens. Super stoked to be here with you guys. And this is a podcast where I want to help you guys get your hottest fucking body and live your hottest life this year. No more waiting. Let's go. We're ditching all of the vanilla, bland, I like kind of tap dancing around, toe touching, and we are fucking going all in. We are about getting results here. We're about making actual transformation and change. So you're going to get these in these solo episodes from me, as well as from some incredible guests. And not just like, yes, there's going to be some big name guests on here, but you guys, I'm also going to be talking to some of my besties and some of my girls and just people who are having like these real ass fucking conversations. And so we're going to have some of those guests too, where we're just real, right? I'm going to be taking you guys behind the scenes of my goals and what that's actually looking like to create them. Keep an eye out for that episode and so much more. So let's dive into today's episode. This has been on my heart and head to share with you guys for a while now. It is a tool that I became aware of and started to use last fall when my coach called me out and told me this. And I was like, oh, damn. And it was like clear as day to me. And it has been an absolute game changer ever since. I cannot even emphasize that enough. So I want you guys to have this tool in your toolbox so you can move forward using it to create the life that you want, your hottest fucking life, right? So what is that? It is to stop dismissing yourself and your desires. I want you to stop dismissing yourself and your desires. And I'm going to share what that looked like for me. So hopefully you can find yourself and see where are you doing this for you to stop. Okay. So what this looks like when I first got with my coach, like actually before the even first like coaching session, is I filled out an intake form. And an intake form for a lot of coaches is you're filling out what are your goals? Where are you at right now? Where do you want to be? What's the vision? What's stopping you? All of these questions, right? For them to get a feel of like what's going on. And there was two questions in this form that when I filled it out, I like filled out the initial, answered like the initial question. And then underneath that, in parentheses, I put like almost like a, oh yeah, and this is actually what I'd like to, by the way. Like one of those. That's like what it was. It was, and now I can see it once she called me out. But at the time, I was just answering the question, right? And isn't this interesting too? I can remember filling out the form and writing, more of that like logical from our head, right? Where we're like, okay, here is the things that are going right or wrong. Here are the goals I would like. And then I remember there was like a pause and there was like a kind of like, you guys can't see me if you're listening to the actual podcast, but if you're on the YouTube video, it's like, I was kind of like almost like looking to my right and left to be is somebody going to like see me, like hear me, right? Like there's this desire of this goal, or there's this desire, this thing that I see and feel for myself that feels like so true to me, but it feels like gasp. Like, can I actually say this? Like, is this okay to say? Like, this is my desire, but like, I don't know. Like, this is kind of a big fucking deal. Like, it feels also a little delusional. Like one of those. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Yes? Okay. So that was what was in the parentheses. It was like so like big and so just like I guess delusional. It's like where it was like so like, oh my God, like, am I even allowed to say this out loud and to desire this? This is what I desire. Like it was almost like, so I did that on two questions. And again, I wasn't like aware of this at the time, right? So then when I hired my coach and we got together and we were in our first session, and it wasn't even immediate, but it was as we were going about our coaching session, and in a coaching session, you're like asking a lot of questions to pull, like, and to actually hear, because in a coaching session, you're just sharing, right? And as a coach, I'm listening. That's what it looks like from my end. It's like I'm listening and I can hear, like, clear as day, like the limiting beliefs and thoughts coming out. And so that's exactly why I hire coaches for myself. So they can call me out on my own bullshit where I'm not believing, where I'm dismissing, where I'm, playing small, where I'm limiting myself, right? So we're in our coaching session. I think it was like halfway through, and I must have said something, and like it was almost like, stop, like, hold on a second. And that was like literally the words, because she remembered the things in the parentheses, and I think it was something pertaining to that. She's like, hold on a second. Right here, right now, you're going to stop dismissing yourself. Like, we are going to stop dismissing these desires that you have. They are there for a reason. And she referred back to how I put these things in parentheses. And then in that moment, whatever that specific coaching thing was, and she called me out on it. And she said, okay, hold on a second. We are not going to dismiss yourself anymore. And that coaching, that was it. That's all I needed. I needed someone to show me I was dismissing myself, right? I didn't know that I was doing that. And by her lovingly calling me out as a powerful coach, it was like, oh, OMG. Like, holy shit. Yeah. And then when after our entire session and just in general later that day, and that I've done ever since then now, is I started to see, oh, where else am I dismissing myself? Where else am I not truly allowing my full desires to be known, to come out and play, to declare them, to own them, instead of that playing small, like keeping in the box, doing what everyone else is doing, or being that average in that way of like not calling out who I am and what I want to do. So for you guys, where are you dismissing yourself and your desires? And what I want you to really check in on here, because this is where it came out for me, it wasn't just like, you guys know me, like in general, I set big goals and dreams. Like, I didn't just run marathons the last 10 years. I ran ultra marathons because I'm a go big kind of girl. I'm not playing in general. I don't ever seek to be average. And yet this is the work we all do, right? To get to our next level of what that looks like. So I'm like typically some like play small kind of girl already over here, right? So these goals, these pieces that I was dismissing were like, they are like 100x type big and so different and so not the normal, the average. And so for you guys, this is where I want you to check in and see what is coming up for you when it's those dismissing yourself and your desires. It's probably something I want to also it's probably something like you've kind of known and felt about yourself, maybe even since you were a little girl, a little kid. It's that thing that like feels like if you say it out loud to somebody, like they would look at you like you had three heads and be like, okay, you drank some kind of Kool-Aid this afternoon and I don't know what it is, but like it would just be like so out there that it would be like, what? To normal people. You say something like that to me, I would be like, let's fucking go. bitch, I see you. So, but to most average people, if you said this desire and this, what you have been dismissing about yourself or your desires, like the average person, even your friends, even your family, most of them would probably be like, look at you like you're crazy. Yeah. Those are the ones I want you to start to uncover and see what comes up there. It may be something about yourself that you haven't been expressing and showing up as because you've been dismissing it. It may be a goal or a vision that you have for yourself and you haven't been fully honoring, you've been like honoring like, oh, I'm doing this, but you're not honoring that hot as fuck goal. That's like more like up here. Yeah. Okay. So let me know what you guys think about this. I want to hear. And if you want to share what's coming up for you that you have been dismissing about yourself and your desires that you are no longer available for moving forward, that you will no longer dismiss who the fuck you are and what you want. You guys, we get one life. Yeah. I could not see and feel that more clearly now as I'm about to turn 40 this year. We get one life. Like, what are you seriously going to keep dismissing yourself and these desires for the rest of your life and die on your grave with them? Or are you going to peel back the layers and start to let go of people pleasing and what other people want and how you should do things or how you should look or any of that, and start to let go and start to really step into who you are? Yeah. That's what I want you to do. When you stop dismissing yourself and your desires, you're going to be more you. And it's going to be more energetic. It's going to be more magnetizing. Your life is going to you're going to feel so fucking alive and on fire. And you're going to start to make choices more naturally towards all your vision and goals. It will not feel like willpower. You need willpower. You need to find the motivation. You need to drag yourself along. When you are honoring your desires and who the fuck you are, it will naturally open doors and you will naturally want to do the things that create that. Yeah? All right. So I want to hear from you guys on Instagram. I'm at Samantha Nivens. DM me, let me know, okay? And share this with a friend if this is resonating and you're like, okay, my girl, my guy, like they need to hear this. And if you want to do this work together, if you are like, yeah, damn, like there are these things, and maybe you are even having a hard time like uncovering it and like saying it out loud to yourself or to anyone close and declaring it. You're like, I really do want that, Samantha, but like, how the fuck do I get that? And it feels a little cray cray. That's the work we do inside the Hot as Fuck membership. That's the work I do with my one-on-one clients. So if that is something you are like, okay, I'm ready. I do not want to dismiss myself and my desires anymore. I'm ready to fucking play and make this your hottest year yet, then let's do that together. There are links in the show notes for you to join the membership or have a conversation with me or to apply for one-on-one coaching. All right, you guys, I'm so stoked. This is going to be such a fucking fire year. I'm going for it and I want you to do it too. All right. All right. We'll see you guys.